Well, hi everyone, and welcome to Warren's Team Talk. I'm really sorry I'm a couple of minutes late. Am I a couple of minutes late, or am I a bit early? No, I am. I'm about 5 minutes late, so I'm really sorry about that. I was just getting all the finishing touches to the slides for today's show ready. Problem was that a lot of the teams didn't get announced till really late. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm a bit late. So Taib Hussein says hello, and Dan says hello, and Taib says hi, Dan, and Dan says hi. How are you, Taib? So that's nice. Nice to see you chatting amongst yourselves. And like I say, I'm really sorry that I'm late. Anyway, today we've got a very, very special edition of Warren's Team Talk Match Day Live. We're going to be covering today because there's no Premier League football in England today. I think it's the winter break or something. I don't know. But anyway, so what we're doing today, we're going to cover the games in the Scottish Premiership and all the other games up and down the country that are going on, but mainly focusing on these games in Scotland. So it should be interesting. There's already been some drama in the Scottish Premiership today, but I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. But before I do that, I hope that you're all well and staying safe and looking after each other. Also, please remember to like the video. Please subscribe to my channel and please make sure you share the content around. That'd be absolutely fantastic. So Tony's here. Good afternoon. We're on 5 minutes, more like 10, but he's counting. Oh, all right, settle down. Jesus. Yeah. Sorry, buddy. I hope you're well, mate. Yeah, it's good that they're not. It's a good job they're not relying on me to win a war, isn't it? Let's put it like that. Tony Blackwell says, afternoon, Dan and Taib. Yeah, nice to see you all, guys, and thanks very much for joining me. So, anyway, without any more messing about and carrying on, let's get on with it. But before I do that, I just want to do something. Let's get rid of that. Let's hide that. That makes it a bit better because it's getting a bit mad, really. Tony Blackwell says, laugh out loud. I worked 12 hours waiting for you. Oh, Tony, mate. Oh, God. I hope your day's been all right, though. And I hope all the rest, everyone else's day's been okay. And especially those watching it on playback, I hope that you're all really good and you've had a good day. So, yeah. So anyway, let's get started. So the games. Oh, yeah, before I get into today's show, I want to remind everyone who hasn't seen it is that I've made a petition for anyone who wants to sign it. It's completely free. It's basically to tell Arsenal that we don't want Mikel Arteta being given a 2-year contract extension. So I'm trying to get it out to as many different people as possible and let as many different people who may be interested in signing it have the opportunity to do so. Yeah, because no, this can't happen. It can't. It's an absolute madness. I saw your video. Good on you, Warren, says Tony Blackwell. Yeah, man, I had to do it. I can't sit idly by and allow this to happen. Yeah, it might happen. It probably will happen, but I ain't gonna. I don't want it to happen without there being a fight. And you know, if I can play some small part in making sure that the fight happens, then I'm going to do it. So, yeah. Let's see what happens. I wonder if James is happy knowing that Lampard Jr. is taking the reins at Everton. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I did a little video about it this morning, and I have to say, if I was an Everton fan, I wouldn't be happy because I don't think he did a particularly good job at Chelsea. I don't know what he was like when he was at Derby, but I don't know. It strikes me as an appointment that's underwhelming. I don't know. I don't think it really matters who's in charge as a manager at Everton. I think the problem is with the board, from what James said about it. I really do. I think they need to sort that out, and it's a mess as far as I can see. So I don't know. I mean, I wish him well, and I hope he does well for all the Evertonians if he is going to get the job, but I can't see it, to be honest. Hello, how are you? Says Dan. Yep, I'm good, thank you, Dan. I hope you're all right, mate, and you haven't been to prison today, obviously, so that's good. Yeah, so there's a link in the description of this video for the petition for anyone who wants to sign it. And if you can think of anyone else who you think might want to sign it, please make sure that they find out about it as well. Because, like I say, I don't want this to go without a fight. So I don't expect I could be able to persuade Terry to sign it. That's for sure. But anyway, let's move on. Now, before the game started today, this was the Scottish Premier League table. Rangers were sitting 4 points clear at the top from Celtic. Hearts were in third, Motherwell were in fourth, and Hibs were in fifth. And Ross County were third bottom. And you're going to see why I'm going to say that in a minute. So that was the league table before any games were played this weekend. And then earlier today, we finished probably about half an hour ago now, I suppose. Ross County drew 3-3 with Rangers, which has put a bit of a dent in Rangers' title hopes, thank God. At one point, they were losing 2-1. They went 1-0 up. Their new signing, Rangers' new signing, scored after 5 minutes. And then Ross County went 2-1 up. And I'm sure that the whole Dingwall was absolutely rocking when they went 2-1 up. And you could probably hear them in Edinburgh screaming and shouting. Then Rangers pulled the game back to 2-2 and got a winner in the 72nd minute. And to be honest, I thought that was it. I thought the game was over, and I thought that Rangers might even get another one. But fair play to Ross County. They kept plugging away, and they got their just desserts in the 6th minute of injury time to draw the game level to 3-3, which meant now, before the games kick off today, and I hope you can see this because it ain't very. Let's see if I can increase it a wee bit. I'm going to do this. Let's see. No. No. I thought I could increase the size of the text, but no. So Rangers are still top, although Celtic have got a game in hand, which is going to kick off in a little while. And they're now 5 points behind. But if they win the game this afternoon, which is at home against Dundee United, they'll be 2 points behind. And then obviously there's the Old Firm game coming up soon. So, and it's a good point for Ross County because it moves them away from the relegation zone. So I'm sure they'll be absolutely delighted with that. Now, the games today, What did I do with the games? What happened? Okay, well, there's not as many games as we thought there was going to be because two of them have fallen foul of this hurricane that's going around the country, and I think it's Aberdeen. The Aberdeen game went, and what was the other game? Let's see if I can work it out. 2 secs. The Aberdeen game went against St Johnstone, and also the game between Dundee and St Mirren. So yeah, that's gone because of the weather. Tony Blackwell says, when you're legend managing the club you played for can never be a happy balance, especially if it goes wrong. Exactly, Tony, and that's why I don't want anyone who's got any sort of emotional attachment managing Arsenal. I just don't want it, and because I don't think it works, because when it goes wrong, then it just becomes a disaster, and you end up getting a massive fracture in the fan base. It becomes difficult to get rid of the person because there's too much sentiment involved, and now it's just a big mess. It is a big mess, and that's why I don't want Thierry Henry managing the club or Patrick Vieira managing the club, because I think it could happen. I mean, you look at the trouble we've got now trying to get rid of this Mikel Arteta character, and he's not even a club legend. Imagine if we had someone like Thierry Henry in charge and it all went pear-shaped. Imagine the bloodshed there'd be over it. It'd be an absolute nightmare. Dan says, no prison stay meant I didn't have to get up at 6:15, which was nice. Yeah, man, that must have been lovely for you, mate. Having a good lay-in and whatnot. And Tony says, nice to hear, Dan. And Dan says, can't wait for today. County are playing Barnet, and all our games are now must win. So it's very stressful to be a Hatter right now. Laugh out loud, mate. I'm sure it is. And Barnet ain't the nicest place in the world to go and watch a game of football, I can assure you. So you're better off staying where you are. That's what I was going to ask you. Did you manage to get in the other night? You remember when you said you'd lost your season ticket or something and you were worried about being able to get into the game? Did you manage to find it, or did the club let you in, or what happened? And Tony says, hold on, I've just realised you may not have legends, but Arteta and Edu. Never works. It doesn't work. And the two of them, it's bad enough with them two. But imagine if it was Vieira and Henry, it would just be a disaster, an absolute disaster. And Dan says, yes, found it under my dog's bed. What was it doing under your dog's bed? That's mad. How did it get under the dog's bed? No clue how it got there. Laugh out loud. Oh, my dear God. It's just mad, isn't it? It really is. It brings back memories of when I met, by accident, a woman on the tube once from Stockport. God, she was gorgeous as well. Basically, what happened was we were sitting at this tube station in North London, and another tube pulled in on the adjacent platform, and they made an announcement that we all had to get off this tube that we were sitting on and go and get on the other one that had just pulled in because it was empty. So that's what we did. And as we got up and walked across the platform, she dropped her ticket. So I thought, oh, poor woman. So I picked up her ticket and chased after her. and gave her ticket, and then we just started chatting. And she'd only been in London a couple of weeks, and she was working on some special project. And yeah, we had a really, really nice chat, and I just let her go off into the distance. We got on really well. We were talking about Stockport County, funnily enough, and we were talking about all sorts of things. But yeah, well, less said about it, the better. To be quite honest, you don't want to hear about the trials and tribulations of my love life, that's for sure. Anyway, so let's get on with it. So the teams have been announced finally, and Dan says, "Oh, you were talking about the best team in the world." Yeah, we were, because she comes from Stockport and she knows about the football club, and she lived near the ground and all the rest of it. So anyway, so the Celtic team, in goal is Joe Hart, ex-Manchester City goalkeeper. And then the back four, the defence, well, the rest of the team is Ralston, Carter Vickers, who's on loan from Tottenham Hotspur, Starfelt, Scales, Nia Bitton, who's an Israeli international and is captain for the day, O'Reilly, Hatate is Japanese guy, Abada, Forrest, and Giacomakis. I don't even know if I pronounced that correctly, but he's a Greek international. And then on the bench, we've got Bain, Julian, Taylor, Sorrow, McCarthy, Jota, who's a fantastic player, by the way, Welsh, Doak, and Juranovic, who's a Croatian international, I believe. And then Dundee United, the Tangerines, as they like to call themselves, I've got Seagrist, Sporley, Niskanen, Clark, Mikason, Butcher, Levitt, Nielsen, Harks, Watt, and McCann. And their bench is Ericsson, Paulette, McNulty, Glass, Freeman, Moshri, Apire, Graham, and Kudia in Neem. All right. Now, let's have a look, see how they're lining up. So the lineup, Celtic are going for a 4-3-3, and Dundee United are going for a 3-5-2. So that's Celtic and Dundee United. And the next one up is the Hearts against Motherwell match. And the Hearts team is Gordon, Kingsley, Sutar, Banigamy, Boyce, who missed a penalty in the game against Celtic during the week, McKay, Stephen, Atkinson, Devlin, Moore, Halliday, and Sims. And their bench is Stewart. I can't even read it. The text is so small. Oh, I can't read that. It's too small. And then Motherwell team is Kelly, O'Donnell, Solahome, Carroll, McGinley, Slattery, Maguire, Shaw, Tierney, Van Veen, and Roberts. And their bench is Fox, Mugabe, Woolery, Dejala, Amuluzor, Grimshaw, Goss, Shields, and Nearanold. And their lineup is going to be they're going for a 3-4-3 formation, our Hearts, and Motherwell are going for a 4-3-3. So that's Hearts and Motherwell. Next one is Hibs against Livingston. And the Hibs team is Matt Macy, is the Arsenal goalkeeper, McGinn, Porteous, Stevenson, Cadden, Doyle, Hayes, Campbell, Henderson, Mitchell, Deutsch, and Nisbet. And their subs bench is Dabrowski, Doig, Wright, Newell, Mueller, Murphy, Allen, Scott, and Rocky. Now, Macy, I believe he's on loan at Hibs until the end of next season, I believe. So, yeah, he's one of the many people we got on loan. We've probably got more people out on loan than we have in the whole first team squad at this point. Anyway, Livingston team is Stryek, Devlin, Fitzwater, Obule, Longridge, Holt, Omunagay, Pittman, Bailey, Forrest, and Nubley. And the bench is Malay, Boys, Lewis, Macmillan, Penrith, Montano, Shine, Chuk, Mwika. Oh, God, I absolutely butchered that, but never mind. And Anderson. And their lineups are going to, steady on there. Their lineups are going to be, Hibs is going to be a 3-4-3. And the Livingston side are going for a 4-3-3 formation. So there you have it, guys. That's the lineups. And let's get the action going. Let's get that up. Right, so there we go. So there's goals already in. There's another goal as well. Blimey, they're flying in left, right, and centre. And there's been a goal at Hibs. So, hold on. Let's get that out of there. Let's put that there. And yeah, there's been a goal at Hibs. And so there we go. And the drama has started already, and it's Hibs 1, Livingston 0, and let's go and check that out. So, yeah, that was scored by Mitchell after 6 minutes. So, yeah, there you go. Drama already in the featured game. So that's what we want to see. And let's see what's going on in the chat, because I'm aware there's been quite a few chats coming in. And Taib says, hi, Tony. And Taib says, right, okay. I've asked for that, didn't I? Luke Luck likes lakes. Luke's duck like. Oh my good God! Taib, I ain't reading that out, mate. It's too much, man. It's funny, but I ain't. How we doing, Taib? Says Tony. I'm good, Tony. How are you? Tony Blackwell says, tired, finished 12-hour shift, couple of hours sleep, all good otherwise. Jesus, man. Tony, you need to get some rest, mate. Take it easy, Tony. This is Taib. I agree with Taib as well. 1-0 Hibs, says Trisha Ness. Exactly, yeah, I just saw that. Good start for the Hibs. Welcome, Trisha, to the Warren's Team Talk. I've never seen you in here before. I hope you enjoy your stay and enjoy the show this afternoon. Are you a Hibs fan yourself? Tony Blackwell says, I will do. And Taib says, Warren, you butcher, laugh at that. Yeah, obviously, that's what I should have been. Never mind working for the council. I should have gone and been a butcher, obviously. And Dan says, Northampton has scored versus Salford. Big up the Northampton, bless them. Dan, how are you? Says Taib. And Chorley are losing, says Dan. Oh my days. And I'm good, Taib. How are you? And I'm good, Dan, says Taib. Right, so let's get back into it and see what the hell's going on here. Yeah, so Hibs are 1-0 up at home to Livingston. The other two games are goalless at the moment. That 1-0 goal that put Hibs 1-0 up has kept Hibs in fourth place, but they're ahead of Motherwell on goal difference now, but 7 points behind City rivals Hearts. And let's see what's going on in the Championship in England as well. So, in the Championship, it's Barnsley 0, Bournemouth 1, Fulham 1, Blackpool 0, Hull City 1, Swansea City 0, and it's Preston North End 0, Bristol City 1, and it's Queen's Park Rangers 1, Reading 0. Yeah, don't forget, guys, 2 games this afternoon. In the African Cup of Nations, we've got Gambia against Cameroon at 4 o'clock, and then 10 o'clock tonight. Well, not 10 o'clock. 7 o'clock tonight is Burkina Faso against Tunisia, and then in League One, it's Accrington Stanley 0, Morecambe 0. It's AFC Wimbledon 1, Shrewsbury Town 0, Bolton Wanderers 0, Sunderland 0. Cheltenham Town 0, Wigan Athletic 0, Crewe Alexandra 0, Rotherham United 1, Doncaster Rovers 1, Plymouth Argyle 0, Fleetwood Town 0, Cambridge United 0, Gillingham 0, Oxford United 2. Oh dear, never mind the Gills. Getting slapped at home by Oxford United, never mind, eh? Lincoln City 0, Burton Albion 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Ipswich Town 0, and it's Wickham 0, Milton Keynes Dons 1. And in the Women's FA Cup, it finished Aston Villa Women 1, Aston Villa Women 1, Chelsea Women 3, Nottingham Forest Ladies 0, Manchester City Ladies 8. Dear, oh dear. League 2, it's Bradford City 0, Crawley Town 0, Bristol Rovers 0, Walsall 0, Carlisle United 0, Sutton United 0, Colchester United 0, Swindon Town 0, Exeter City 0, Hartlepool United 0, Mansfield Town 0, Leyton Orient 0, Newport County 2, Barrow 0, Northampton 1, Salford City 0, Oldham Athletic 0, Rochdale 0, Port Vale 0, Scunthorpe 0, Stevenage 1, Harrogate Town 0, and Tranmere Rovers 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. Now, in the National League, it's so far, Dan, it's Barnet 0, Stockport County 0, Borehamwood 0, Kingsling Town 1, and the only other game in the National League where there's a goal is Woking 0, Yeovil Town 1. And in the National League North, it's AFC Flyde 0, Curzon at Ashton 1. Boston United 1, Chester 0. Chorley 0, Hereford 1. And they're the only games where there's goals. And the games where there is goals in the National League South is Billericay Town 0, Dorking Wanderers 1. Hungerford Town 1, Dulwich Hamlet 0. And Tunbridge Angels 0, Dartford 1. And all the rest of the games in that league are all goalless. So there you go. And the Scottish Championship, it's Hamilton Academicals 1, Ayr United 0. Kilmarnock 1, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 0. And Queen of the South 0, Dunfermline 0. And Scottish League 1 is Clyde 1, Alloa Athletic 0. And the rest of the games are 0-0. Scottish League 2, it's Albion Rovers 0, Cowdenbeath 1. And Stenhousemuir 2, Elgin City 0. So there you go. So that's us up to date, more or less. So let's get back to the featured games and see what's going on. So it's still Celtic 0, Dundee United 0, Heart Midlothian 0, Motherwell 0, and there's been a goal at Easter Road, another goal. And it's gone to Livingston, and it's Hibs 1, Livingston 1. So let's go and check that out and see if we can find out what happened there. Yeah, so Ayo Abalaye has got one. For Livingston. And there's a goal between Kelty Hearts and Stranraer. Kelty Hearts are 1-0 up at home to Stranraer. And the Pars have scored. Yes, come on, the Pars. It's Queen of the South 0, Dunfermline Athletic 1. Go on, the Pars. Ouch. What's that? Ouch. Hearts 0, Motherwell 0. Callum Slattery and John Suter have just flown into each other at full pelt. Don't know who's in the wrong there, but they're both up and about after a minute or two of treatment. Motherwell have had the better of the opening 20 minutes. Hearts yet to trouble Liam Kelly in the visitors' goal. So there you go. Sounds like there was no quarter asked and none given in that challenge, that's for sure. So 20 minutes gone, more or less. It's the only game where there's any goals is the Hibs Livingston game, which is 1-1. It's Hearts 0, Motherwell 0, and it's Celtic 0, Dundee United 0. So let's go back and see what's going on with the chat. Taib says Universal Credit paid me money, saying I was eligible for payment. I gave them all my employment details, and now they're saying they overpaid me, so I owe them almost £800. Taib, I'm going to text you about that later, all right? Because I know a little bit about Universal Credit. So I'll talk to you about it later, okay? So, yeah, because that sounds really bad. But yeah, I'll text you about it later. I'm not going to talk to you about it on here. But, yeah, that's not good. And that's not good, Taib. Hope you get to get it resolved with them. Tony, there is no chance under the UC system. I have to pay it back. Sonny, I'm paying for their mistakes, for fuck's sake, says Taib. It's not good, is it? Solihull 1, Ali's 0, says Dan. So who's your big rival then, Dan, in the push for promotion out of the National League, would you say? Yeah, and hopefully today I won't be blocking anyone by mistake. But we'll see what happens. But yeah. Let's see what that's all about. That's pretty intriguing. Guess who's back? Back again. Celtic fans, are you happy to see ex-manager Brendan Rodgers back in the stands at Parkhead? He's there, isn't he? Look. It's Brendan. Oh my God. That's a bit of a turn up. I didn't think he'd go back there. But he looks very intrigued with what's going on, that's for sure. Because he always made out when he was there that he was a massive Celtic fan, but whether he was or not, I really don't know. But there you go. That's a bit of a turn up. Excuse me while I just have a drink. I can't think that he's going to make a dramatic return to Celtic, though, to be quite honest, because he, one, because of the way he left, and two, because the current incumbent seems to be doing such a good job. So, I don't know. But, yeah, it's interesting to see that he's there in the crowd. Anyway, so Hearts 0, Motherwell 0. First real chance for Hearts. A long cross to the back post from Nathaniel Atkinson finds Andy Halliday making his 50th Hearts appearance today, who plants his head straight at Kelly. Soon after, Kelly absolutely leathers Nathan McKinley when collecting the ball forward. It's a real battle out there this afternoon. There you go. Oh, what's that? Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I'm not quite sure what happened there, really. Yeah, sorry, I'm just going to send that to a friend of mine. So, in the Scottish Premiership, it's Celtic 0, Dundee United 0, Hearts 0, Motherwell 0, Hibs 1, Livingston 1. So let's go back to the comments. And there's a goal. It's Queen's Park 1, Adrianians 0. And Dan says that Chesterfield are Stockport's biggest rivals. And they had that game with Chelsea recently, didn't they, at Stamford Bridge? So Ty says, thanks, Warren. It's not a problem, mate. If there's anything I can do to help you, then I'm going to do it. All right? And then Dan says, we are playing them on the 8th of February, and out of all the possible games, the biggest game of the season, I get to do ball boy duty. You're going to be ball boy at the game. Well, you know what to do, don't you? If it's like about 2 minutes to go and you're winning 1-0, you just take your time over getting that ball back. You accidentally drop it. You have trouble like getting it, picking it up, and you fall over. Anything, all the tricks under the sun, mate. That's all you have to do. And then if it's the other way around, though, you have to get it back as quickly as possible. And it's now Queen's Park 1, Adrianians 1. Bloody hell, that's some game, isn't it? And then Dan said Solihull to Ali's 0. And then Fulham, Blackpool, game stopped due to a medical emergency in the crowd. Oh, no, not again. It's coming too common, isn't it? I just find it a bit disturbing, really. Oh, no, I can't do that. I've done it ball boring there before, and they said if you that, then you'll get a permanent ban for boyballing. Really? Is that what they told you? Blimey, that's terrible. That wouldn't happen if I was in control of the club. I'd be getting all the ball boys in and saying, listen, I don't care what anyone else tells you, but if we're winning 1-0 with 2 minutes to go and the ball goes out of play, you take your bloody time to get the ball back. They do it so the club doesn't look bad, have a bad reputation. And I'll just go, oh, sorry, I can't do anything about it. I've told them. But if they don't want to follow my instructions, what am I supposed to do? You got to be the master of the dark arts, mate. That's what it is. Can you imagine Diego Simeone doing that? Nah, mate. I'm telling you, every bloody trick under the book, under the sun. Anyway, let's get back to this. Let's go and see what's going up and else is going on around the country, because this isn't really happening at the minute, is it? Show the scorers there. That'd be a good idea. Okay. So, like I say, there's 2 goals. The only 2 goals in the Scottish Premiership at the moment have both come at Easter Road, where it's Hibs 1, Livingston 1. Mitchell scored after 6 minutes, and Obilaye scored after 18 minutes for Livingston. 29 minutes have gone there. Hearts 0, Motherwell 0, 32 minutes gone there. And after half an hour, it's Celtic 0, Dundee United 0. Celtic really need to win that game this afternoon after Rangers slipped up earlier today against Ross County up in Dingwall. They really need to. And the Scottish Championship is Hamilton Accies 1, Ayr United 0. Kilmarnock 1, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 0. And it's Queen of the South 0, Dunfermline Athletic 2. Yes, come on, you Pars. And Doran scored after 27 minutes, and Pybus after 29 minutes. So the Pars doing well at the moment at the Queen of the South. Fantastic stuff. And then the Scottish League 1 is Clyde 1, Alloa Athletic 0. And the only other game where there's goals is at Queen's Park, where it's Queen's Park 1, Adrianians 1. And then in Scottish League 2, it's Albion Rovers 0, Queen Cowdenbeath 1, and Kelty Hearts 2, Stranraer 0, and Stenhousemuir 2, Elgin City 0. And then look at that, all those games in the Highland League called off. I'm sure that's because of the hurricane thing that's going off. Yeah, so there you go. That's all the other games around the country in Scotland. So let's see if we can see what else is going on up and down the country. And there's been another goal. And this one has come again at Easter Road. So, yeah, there's been a goal at Easter Road. And oh, has there? Yeah, and it's been scored by Cadden in the 32nd minute, and it was assisted by Campbell. So Hibs are now 2-1 up at home to Livingston. So as it stands, Hibs are sitting in fourth, ahead of Motherwell on goal difference, and some 7 points behind Hearts, who are third. So Hearts look like they're comfortably in third place at the moment. But yeah, and the top of the table, the way it stands, Celtic are 4 points behind Rangers. But if they're able to win that game at home to Dundee United, then they will be just 2 points behind. Yeah, that's right, I think. Yeah, they'll be 2 points behind. So it'll be all to play for in the Old Firm derby if they do win that game, that's for sure. But anyway, so let's go back to the chat, because there's a chat waiting. And Dan says BRB, no problem, Dan. And Taib puts a cloud face on Arteta. Yeah, man. Taib, have you signed my petition yet? Everyone, just a quick reminder, there is I have made a petition for anyone who wants to sign it, to tell Arsenal Football Club we don't want Arteta to get a new contract. The link for it is in the description of this video. It's completely free. All you have to do is click on the link and it will take you, and you just follow the instructions on the screen. So come on, let's get on it and make sure we do everything we can to stop this clown getting offered another contract. Hello, I'm back. I'm on my second account. My PC doesn't have my main account linked to it, and CBA signing in laugh out loud. Okay, Dan, no problem, mate. No problem. Right, so let's check this out, see what's happening. And there's been another goal, and this one has come at Tynecastle. So it's come at Tynecastle, and it's been scored by Halliday in the 37th minute, and he gives Hearts a 1-0 lead against Motherwell. So it's Heart Midlothian 1, Motherwell 0. And it's still Celtic 0, Dundee United 0. So basically all that means is that currently Hearts are now 9 points clear of Hibs in 4th place and 10 points behind Celtic in 2nd. So they look like they're quite comfortably in 3rd, really. They don't look like they're going to move up or move down. But you never know. You never know. Football's a funny old game, as they say. So you never know what's going to happen. But anyway, so let's see. So in the English Championship, it's Barnsley 0, Bournemouth 1. It's Fulham 1, Blackpool 0. That explains why the Fulham game has just got 13 minutes played on it. I hope that person's okay. That's a real worry because these things keep happening, don't they? And I'm just beginning to wonder why is it happening? It just seems a bit odd to me. It's Hull City 2, Swansea City 0, Luton Town 0, Blackburn Rovers 0, Middlesbrough 0, Coventry 0, Millwall 0, West Bromwich Albion 0, Preston North End 0, Bristol City 1, and Queen's Park Rangers 3, Reading 0. Geez, QPR going a bit goal crazy, aren't they? Just for half time, they've added a third. League One, it's Accrington Stanley 1, Morecambe 2. It's AFC Wimbledon 1, Shrewsbury Town 0. Bolton Wanderers 1, Sunderland 0. Cheltenham Town 0, Wigan Athletic 0. Crewe Alexandra 0, Rotherham United 1. Doncaster Rovers 1, Plymouth Argyle 1. Fleetwood Town 0, Cambridge United 0. Gillingham 0, Oxford United 3. Oh, love it. I love it. Lincoln City 0, Burton Albion 0. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Ipswich Town 0. Wycombe Wanderers 0, Milton Keynes Dons 1. And in League 2 is Bradford City 1, Crawley Town 0. Bristol Rovers 0, Walsall 0. Carlisle United 0, Sutton United 2. Colchester United 0, Swindon Town 0. Exeter City 0, Hartlepool United 0. Mansfield Town 0, Leyton Orient 0. Newport County 2, Barrow 0. Northampton Town 1, Salford City 0. Oldham Athletic 0, Rochdale 0. Port Vale 0, Scunthorpe United 0. Stevenage 2, Harrogate Town 0. And Tranmere Rovers 0, Forest Green Rovers 2. And in the National League, it's Barnet 0, Stockport County 0, Borehamwood 0, Kingsley Town 1, Bromley 0, Notts County 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 0, FC Halifax Town 1, Dover Athletic 0, Southend United 0, Grimsby Town 1, Wealdstone 0, Solihull Moors 3, Altrincham 0, Weymouth 0, Aldershot Town 0, Woking 0, Yeovil 1, and Wrexham 1, Maidenhead United 0. And yeah, so that's it really. So that's it. That's the scores up to date now. So in the Scottish Premiership, 41 minutes gone at Parkhead, and it's Celtic 0, Dundee United 0, Heart Midlothian 1, Motherwell 0, and Hibernian 2, Livingston 1. So yeah, there you go, guys. So in the Celtic game so far, Celtic have had 75% possession. They've had 6 shots on goal with 3 on target. Dundee United have had 5 shots with no shots on target. Celtic have had 7 corners. Dundee United have had 2. And Celtic have committed 5 fouls and Dundee United have committed 2. So let's go back to the chat and see what's going on in the chat. I think something has happened at County as well. It's only showing 19 minutes. Oh, God, I hope not. But we'll go back and have a look in a minute, see if we can figure out what's going on. Never mind, that app is just not updating. Laugh out loud. Well, thank God for that. Well, when I say thank God for that, just the fact that no one's suffering, that's all. And Taib says, Warren, what's your favourite Thierry Henry goal? I think the goal he scored against Liverpool when he waltzed through practically the whole Liverpool defence, and Jamie Carragher and another Liverpool player bloody bumped into each other trying to stop him. It reminded me of watching Diego Maradona. It was just unbelievable. It was the game when Arsenal were losing 2-1 at half time, and it looked like the Invincible season was going to go out the window. What about you, Taib? But my favourite performance from him in an Arsenal shirt was when he scored 4 goals against Leeds that night at Highbury. And it was just on a different level. He was just mad. It was mad. It really was. It was just insane. Hold on, guys. I'm just trying to... Okay, so says Hearts 1, Motherwell 0. Motherwell been pushing hard for an equaliser, and Kevin Van Veen has just come very close. Roberts whipped it in from the left, and the Dutchman glanced it past the post again. It looked like a Gordon save, but the referee awarded a goal kick. Don't let the stats fool you. Craig Gordon has made some vital stops. So there you go. Looks like that's quite a good game by the sounds of it. So at half time in the Scottish Premiership, it's Celtic 0, Dundee United 0, Hearts 1, Motherwell 0, and Hibernian 2, Livingston 1. Let's see what the scores are. And the rest of the games that are going on up and down the country. Okay, so that Fulham game doesn't look like it's still not restarted, which is a bit of a worry. Okay, so it's Barnsley 0, Bournemouth 1, Fulham 1, Blackpool 0, Hull City 2, Swansea City 0. Yeah, here we go, that's better. Luton Town 0, Blackburn Rovers 0, Middlesbrough 0, Coventry 0. Let's see if Balogun is getting a start today. No. Yeah, he's on the bench. Seems a bit of a waste to me. We're sending him there to go and learn his trade, and he ain't even getting a game. So, I don't know. I'm not convinced about that at all. Yeah, so it's Millwall 0, West Bromwich Albion 0. Preston North End 0, Bristol City 1. Why is he not doing that? Yeah, Preston North End 0, Bristol City 1. I just told it to put the scorers in so we can see those. And then for some reason, I don't think it did it, so I had to do it again. Honestly, this computer sometimes is a madness. Queen's Park Rangers 3, Reading 0. And looks like Reading are like taking a bit of a tonking today away at Selhurst Park. Not Selhurst Park, at Loftus Road. And then in League One, it's Accrington Stanley 2, Morecambe 2. Bit of a good game there because at one point Morecambe were 2-0 up and Accrington Stanley have fought back to make it 2-2 at half time. So a good comeback there from Accrington Stanley. Wimbledon are 1-0 up at home to Shrewsbury at half time. It's Bolton 2, Sunderland 0. So Stump Peg will be happy with that. Bless her. Cheltenham Town 0, Wigan 0. Crewe Alexandra 0, Rotherham 1. Doncaster Rovers 1, Plymouth Argyle 1. Fleetwood Town 0, Cambridge United 0, Gillingham 0, Oxford United 3. Never mind, Gills. Lincoln City 0, Burton Albion 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Ipswich Town 0, and Wickham 0, Milton Keynes Dons 1. In League 2, it's Bradford City 1, Crawley Town 0, Bristol Rovers 0, Walsall 0, Carlisle United 0, Sutton United 2, Colchester United 0, Swindon 0, Exeter 0, Hartlepool United 0, Mansfield Town 1, Leyton Orient 0, Newport County 2, Barrow 0, Northampton Town 1, Salford City 0, Oldham Athletic 0, Rochdale 0, Port Vale 0, Scunthorpe United 0, Stevenage 2, Harrogate Town 0, Tranmere Rovers 0, Forest Green Rovers 2, and Barnet 0, Stockport County 1. And it's saying it's half time there, Dan. So if there was an issue at Barnet, I'd say it got over and dealt with very quickly because it's saying it's half time here. Bournemouth 1, Kingsley Town 1, Bromley 1, Notts County 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Halifax Town 2, Dover Athletic 0, Southend United 0, Grimsby Town 1, Wildstone 0, Solihull Moors 4, Altrincham 0, Weymouth 0, Aldershot Town 0, and Woking 0, Yeovil 1. And then finally, it's Wrexham 1, Maidenhead United 0. And looks like Wrexham have had a player sent off there, as have Altrincham in their game. Other notable scores. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. We're sort of up to date basically now. Let's go back and see what's happening in the rest of the games. And still half time. So let's go back to the chat. Dan says, my favourite bit about watching the footy a TV is when a team scores in front of the other team's fans and just watching the fans' reactions. Laugh out loud. Yeah, if you like that, let me show you this. Hold on. Where's that picture? Hold on, mate. I'm gonna show you something. Right, hold on, because I want to show you that. If you like that, then you need to check this out. Where is it? And I'm gonna show you a picture. Yeah, there you go. The faces of the Rangers fans when they were losing away at Ross County. I absolutely love it. Look at their faces. They look so pissed off. Especially that guy with the orange North Face jacket on. He looks absolutely steaming. It's hilarious. Right, let's get that back up. Right, okie doke. So let's go back to the chat. And Dan says, "Go up the Hatters." Have they scored? Let's go and have a look. There you go. It was scored by Collar in the 45th minute. And there you are. Sitting there proudly, top of the league, 1 point clear of Halifax. So that deserves some of this. There you go, mate. Especially for you, Dan. Right, so there we have it. And the Hatters are sitting proudly at the top of the league. And Dan says, "We are top of the league," saying, "We are top of the league." Super duper Collar. There you go, mate. There you go. He's gone and done it, mate. He's gone and done the business for the Hatters. Let's hope you hold on to that lead now. I feel bad for Dover Athletic, sat at the bottom of the table with 4 points. Mate, don't feel sorry for him. Don't. You just need to concentrate on yourselves. Don't be worried about the plight of other clubs. Because I can tell you now, mate, if the roles were reversed and you were sat bottom, do you think they'd be worried about you? No, I don't think they would, mate, to be quite honest. They only have one win, laugh at that. Mate, stop worrying about bloody Dover. Because I can guarantee you, if it was Stockport who was at bottom of the league, the Dover fans wouldn't be worried about you. I know that bloody lot, and they would not be worried about you one slightest little bit, I can tell you. Started the season with minus 14 points. Jesus. Why was that? Because they went into administration or something for some reason. Right, okay. And Dan, Taib said, Dan, I'm glad there are no trolls in the chat. Laugh out loud. Yeah, so am I. Because I wouldn't be in the chat very long, that's for sure, mate. I can tell you. If this was a chat, if this was a broadcast or a video, whatever you want to call it, about Mikel Arteta and me getting stuck into him, that I'm sure I can guarantee that there'll be at least one or two of them coming in here trying it on. The thing that is sad though, they were right up there at the top. It's just sad to see a club from being one of the best in the league to being bottom. Yeah, that's bit of it's true, but I've got no sympathy for their supporters, mate. Maybe it's got something to do with my memories of seeing them play against Maidstone United or Tunbridge or something like that. But I can tell you their fans ain't particularly friendly, so I won't worry about it. Dan says, don't speak yet. There's always time. Laugh out loud. Oh, that's true. That's very true. Yeah, but don't be worrying about Dover, mate. Honestly. Right, so the second half is kicked off at Celtic Park. And as of yet, there's no goals. It's still Celtic 0, Dundee United 0. And we need to. Celtic need to score, and they need to go into that game, the Old Firm game, knowing if they win it, they'll go top of the league. Because we don't want to have to play that game knowing if we beat Rangers that we're only going to be a point behind or 2 points behind or something like that. Because that won't do it, really. It won't. It just won't. But it is what it is, and we just have to make the best of it, whatever it is. Whatever it is. Sorry, guys, I was just looking for something that I needed, but it's not very professional, is it? But still, there you go. Anyway, so let's catch up with the scores. So it's Celtic 0, Dundee United 0, Heart Midlothian 1, Motherwell 0, Hibernian 2, Livingston 1. So let's see what the match stats are for the Hearts and Motherwell game. So Hearts have had 58% possession. Obviously, Motherwell have had 42%. Hearts have had 5 shots with 2 on target. And Motherwell have had 5 shots with none on target. Hearts have had 3 corners. Motherwell have had 1. And there's been 5 fouls committed by Hearts and 8 committed by Motherwell. So that's the Hearts Motherwell game. Let's go back and see what's going on in the Hibernian and Livingston match. So the Hibernian Livingston match, it's Hibernian 2, Livingston 1. Goals from Mitchell in the 6th minute and Cadden in the 32nd minute. and Livingston's response coming from Obileye in the 18th minute. Now, Hibs, let's not forget, are the side that beat Arsenal 2-1 in a pre-season friendly back, I think, July, August last year. And Hibs have had 64% possession. They've had 4 shots, 2 on target, and they've had 2 corners, and they've committed 6 fouls, whereas Livingston have had 38% possession. They've had 6 shots, 1 on target. They've had no corners, and they've committed 6 fouls. So there you go. And let's see. See if something came on in the chat. And then Dan says, I'll be back in a second. And then he says, I'm back. There you go. I didn't even know you'd gone, mate. I was checking the scores. But it's nice to see you back, buddy. But at least you went out and you left the chat of your own, under your own steam this time, and weren't booted out by some mad-ass presenter, that's for sure. Right, so in the Championship, it's Barnsley 0, but AFC Bournemouth 1. It's Fulham 1, Blackpool 0. Hull City 2, Swansea City 0. Luton Town 0, Blackburn Rovers 0. Middlesbrough 0, Coventry City 0. Millwall 0, West Bromwich Albion 0. Preston North End 0, Bristol City 1. Queen's Park Rangers 4, Reading 0. Jeez, it looks like QPR running amok today. But other than that, there's not been a lot of goals up and down the country, that's for sure. And the Gambia game against Cameroon has kicked off. There's 10 minutes gone, and it's 0-0 currently. It's Accrington Stanley 2, Morecambe 2. It's AFC Wimbledon 1, Shrewsbury Town 0. It's Bolton Wanderers 3, Sunderland 0. It's Cheltenham Town 0, Wigan Athletic 0. It's Crewe Alexandra 0, Rotherham United 1. It's Doncaster Rovers 1, Plymouth Argyle 1. It's Fleetwood Town 0, Cambridge United 0. It's Gillingham 0, Oxford 4. Go on, Oxford, get in there. And it's Lincoln City 1, Burton Albion 0. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Ipswich 0. And Wycombe Wanderers 0. Milton Keynes Dons 1. And in League 2, it's Bradford City 1, Crawley Town 0. Bristol Rovers 0. Walsall 0. Carlisle United 0. Sutton United 2. Colchester United 0. Swindon Town 0. Exeter City 0. Hartlepool United 0. Mansfield 1. Leyton Orient 0. Newport County 2. Barrow 0. Northampton Town 1. Salford City 0. Oldham Athletic 0. Rochdale 0. And Port Vale 0. Scunthorpe United 0. Stevenage 2. Harrogate Town 0. Tranmere Rovers 0. Forest Green Rovers 3. And in the National League, it's Barnet 0, Stockport County 1, Borehamwood 2, Kings Lynn Town 1, Burnley 1, Notts County 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Halifax Town 2, Dover Athletic 0, Southend United 0, Grimsby 2, Wilston 0, Solihull Moors 4, Altrincham 0. Whoever came up with that mad ass name anyway? Solihull Moors. I mean, Jesus Christ. Weymouth 0, Aldershot Town 0, Woking 0, Yeovil Town 1, and Wrexham 1, Maidenhead United 0. Right, so let's go back to the feature games and see what's going on. So it's still Celtic 0, Dundee United 0, Heart Midlothian 1, Motherwell 0, Hibernian 2, and there's been a goal at Easter Road. A goal at Easter Road. Let's go and check that out, people. And it's Hibs 2, Livingston 2. And the second goal for Livingston this afternoon has been scored by Fitzwater in the 53rd minute. It was assisted by Nuble. So yeah, the drama continues. And worrying times for the visitors at Celtic Park. Already without the injured Charlie Mulgrew and Ryan Edwards in central defence, they lose Scott McMahon to injury. Ross Graham, the 20-year-old who'd headed back to Tannadice after a disappointing first half of the season on loan to Dunfermline in the Championship, is on for his United debut. Well, there you go, but it'll only be worrying if they don't hold on, and at the moment they are. So Hearts 1, Motherwell 0. Gary Mackay-Stevens with a great chance to double Hearts lead, but he scuffs a gentle shot at Liam Kelly with an uninterrupted view at goal. Andy Halliday then has another chance at the back post, getting on the end of a Liam Boyce flick on. The Jambos have come flying out of the trap. They've come flying out of the traps in the second half. So they're obviously trying to get the killer punch there. Let's see if I can get. And big nose people. Apparently, it's been stated that Barcelona have reached an agreement to sign Arsenal striker on a 6-month loan. So that means we ain't going to have any strikers. And there's a goal at Tynecastle. And it's Hearts 2, Motherwell 0. And let's go back and check that out. A goal for the Everton loanee on his first start for the club. So guy by the name of Sims scores in the 58th minute, and it was assisted by Boyce in the 58th minute. So there you go. So it's goal. Midlothian 2, Motherwell 0. Ellis Sims, Midlothian, left-footed shot from very close range to the centre of the goal, assisted by Liam Boyce following a fast break. So there you have it. Hearts are 2-0 up now. Right, what I want to do is see if I can get this news I've just seen on my phone about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, because that probably could be him out the door, and we'll never ever see him in an Arsenal shirt again. I wouldn't surprise me, people. Right. Here we go. Let me just go back to the StreamYard, and I'm going to share the screen with you so you can see that. Unbelievable. So there you go. Barcelona reach agreement to sign Arsenal striker on 6 months loan. It has been signing galores for the attacking department at Barcelona this winter. Well, shame it hasn't been at Arsenal, isn't it? Ferran Torres and Adama Traore come in as valuable resources for Xavi, who has had to suffer from a lack of options so far in his tenure. The prioritisation of the forward line did not come as a surprise. Ansu Fati's constant injuries and Luke de Jong's unstable form are worrying variables for the club. Moreover, Martin Braithwaite is yet to start a game with Xavi, while Memphis Depay's fitness has become a concern. Considering their options in hand, the club still considers the signing of a striker essential. And according to reports from Gerard Romero, Barcelona have an agreement with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang on a 6-month loan deal. There is a catch, though, as the Gabonese striker can only arrive if Asame Dembele leaves. A lot of operations hinge on the Frenchman's future at the club. Explaining the board's frustration at the player, Dembele's renewal or departure will provide Barcelona with the margin they require to register new signings. His reluctance to reach a decision has adversely affected the team's transfer window. Alvaro Morata was the Blaugrana's plan A to reinforce the striker position, a plan that was crashed by Atletico Madrid. They are unwilling to let the player move on another loan, especially without a mandatory purchase clause. Times have not been easy for Aubameyang at Arsenal. The striker has been pushed out of the team after being stripped of the captaincy due to disciplinary reasons. The 32-year-old has scored 4 league goals for the Gunners this season in 12 starts. Given his imperious history in front of goal, there are few doubts that he can be the missing piece in Xavi's puzzle. Will he overcome his indiscipline, though, is the question. So there you go. That's it. Looks like Aubameyang could be on his way. He could be on his way to Barcelona. So what do you all think about that? If you're not watching this live or watching it on playback, please put your comments in the comments section. Yeah, I find it staggering that we're still shipping players out. We're struggling to get enough players to put a team out, let alone put people on the bench. It's ridiculous. Dan Bolton are winning. Yep, Stump Peg will be happy with that though, bless her. So let's. Right, let's get back. And there's been another goal at Easter Road. And my God, the drama. The drama is. So it's now Hibernian 2, Livingston 3. Wow. Hearts 2, Motherwell 0. Hibernian 2, Livingston 3. And it's still Celtic 0, Dundee United 0. So let's go down because Dan mentioned that Bolton had scored. So let's see. And it's Bolton. Good news for you, Dan. It's Barnet 0, Stockport County 2. Yeah, I'm just trying to see. I can't see anything about Bolton. Are they in League One or what's the story? Oh, there they are. It's Bolton 4, Sunderland 0. Yeah, they're having quite a good day by the looks of it, mate, I'm afraid to say. But Stump Peg will be happy. That's for sure. So, in the featured games, it's Celtic 0, Dundee United 0. And I'm starting to get nervous. There's 24 minutes to go, and Celtic haven't broken the deadlock yet. Heart of Midlothian 2, Motherwell 0, and Hibernian 2, Livingston 3. And I have to say, I'm getting concerned. Dan Evans, have Arsenal found a replacement? No, they haven't. No one wants to come to Arsenal, mate. And I can't say I blame them. I wouldn't want to go there and be treated like that by that clown. So, no. I think we've got 3 centre-backs, 2 central midfield players, and we've got 1 striker whose contract is expiring in 5 months. So how the hell we're going to field a team, I really don't know. We're certainly not going to have enough to field a team at the first team squad and put players on the bench. We'll have to start taking kids out of the reserves and the youth team. Maybe that's what he wants. I don't know. I just don't understand what's going on at Arsenal. The club's a fucking joke, in my opinion. The sooner that man's gone, the bloody better, to be honest. Dan says 2-0 to the Hatters. Yeah, it's good news for you boys. It's good news for you boys. Right, I'm going to start for the last 20 minutes or so. I think he's on a mission to fuck the club up. Mate, I agree with you. I started thinking that yesterday. I honestly think that he's on a mission to mess it up because nothing he's doing has any sense whatsoever. Right, so let's see. Won't be 2 seconds, guys. Right, so here we go. I'm going to do some mad-ass commentary. Not sure how good it's going to be quite frank. Angie's standing on the touchline looking very pensive. Mate, you need to fucking start sorting it out, mate, because it's not working, is it? He's brought he's done 4 substitutions, so let's hope that, and he's done 2 of them at half time. So let's see what happens. So Celtic player goes down the right hand side, crosses it into the box. It's headed clear by the Dundee United defender, and there seems to be quite a bit of urgency. They're playing with quite a lot of pace, and Dundee United have got numbers back in the box. Celtic pushing forward, puts the ball past the defender there, and the winger's in the box. It goes across the goal, and it's headed out for a corner. And the breakthrough nearly came there. Dundee United defending resolutely here, hanging on for dear life. The corner's about to come in. Ball gets whipped in. It's headed back across goal, and no! It's cleared by the Dundee United defender off the goal line. Celtic defender plays the ball back to Joe Hart. Joe Hart plays it out wide. The winger cuts inside, just inside the opposition half now. Well, plays the ball back. It's back inside the Dundee United half. It's on the left-hand side, looking to move forward. Passes out wide, comes back inside again. and back inside the Celtic half, just inside the D of the centre circle. Goes out wide to the Celtic, to the wide right, and deep into um, the final stages of the game now. 15 minutes left to play. Ball comes across, gets whipped across the penalty area. It's outside the box. Ball gets floated in and headed clear again by the Dundee United defence. And Dundee United are defending resolutely, and they've got big numbers back in defence, and they're able to soak up whatever Celtic are throwing them at them at the moment, it seems. Celtic push forward again. They're going down the right-hand side. And goes out wide. Plays it in. And there's a free kick on the edge of the box. And Dundee United players getting booked. He looks astonished at the decision, shaking his head. Sorry, mate, if you start kicking people like that, that's what's going to happen. Fucking muppet. And it's 3-0 now for Stockport County. So fair play to Stockport. What's happened here? Sorry about that, guys. The stream just froze. So here we go. It's Barnet 0, Stockport County 3. Goals for Stockport County from Collar in the 45th minute, Johnson in the 54th minute, and Hogan in the 67th minute. Have put this game surely out of Barnet's reach now, and Stockport County firmly in control and on the way to a comfortable 3-point victory. So congratulations to Stockport County. Well, that didn't work very well, did it? That stream was frozen on me, so I think we're going to have to forget about that. Oh, but the Barnet Stockport game. No, that's 2-0 and now it's 3-0 again. God knows what happened there, but there you go. Anyway. So it's still Hibernian 2, Livingston 3, Midlothian 2, Motherwell 0, and Celtic 0, Dundee United 0. So let's see if I can get the stream working again. It might be a sec, people. Right, it's back. It's back. So here we go. We're back on it again. And what's happening? Battle in midfield for the ball. And there's a red card. Who is it that's gone? Trying to figure out who's gone. There was a notification come up saying there was a red card. And we'll see what happens in a minute, because probably this is a few seconds behind the actual gameplay. That's what usually tends to happen with these streams. Anyway, so throw into Dundee United. And 80 minutes gone. Whoa, that didn't look too clever. I'm not quite sure what happened there, because there seemed to be a few dodgy challenges went in. And Nia Bitton has been sent off for Celtic. So Celtic are now down to 10 men. And that's not going to help their cause at all. And they're down to 10 men. And a game they really needed to win to put pressure on Rangers. And it's just gone from bad to worse, really. Game stands at 0-0 at the moment. There's about 8.5 minutes to go, plus any added time. And Dundee United have got a free kick on the edge of the Celtic penalty area. Guy takes it and he kicks it straight into the wall. Ball comes out again, gets floated back into the area, headed back across goal. There's a huge tussle there for the ball, and there's a free kick for Celtic, and now there's a Dundee United player down in the Celtic penalty area, holding onto his knee. Looks like, and he's rolling around. Looks like he's in absolute agony, but he'll probably be up and running around in a minute. Anyway, while that's going on, let's have a look and see what's going on with the rest of the games. So it's still Hearts 2, Motherwell 0, Hibernian 2, Livingston 3. Looks like Celtic have brought a substitute on. Yeah, I can't see who that substitute is at this point. But anyway, I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. Okay, so the Fulham game must have restarted because it's now saying it's half time. So the game stands at Fulham 1, Blackpool 0. There's just a handful of minutes left in all the other games in the Championship. Millwall 2-0 up against West Brom. Bolton are 4-0 up against Sunderland. And it's Gillingham 1, Oxford United 6. Oh, never mind the Gills. Look at that. Oh, I love it. Let's see. It's still 3-0 to Barnet. 3-0 to Stockport County at Barnet. Right, so the Celtic game has restarted and the ball gets cleared forward. It's a bit of toing and throwing in the midfield. And I have to say, it's looked a bit feisty at times, this game, since I've been watching it. So Celtic are playing the ball around in the midfield at the moment, trying to figure out a way to get through this Dundee United defence. Ball's on the right-hand side of the Dundee United defence. And Celtic just trying to work an opening for themselves. Ball gets pulled, cut across the penalty area. But they keep playing these high balls up into the middle of the penalty area. And there's a wee guy up the top there, and he's being marched by a guy that must be at least like half a foot to a foot taller than him. I just don't understand the logic in that. He's never ever in a month of Sundays going to win a header against that centre back. It's just not going to happen. And there's 3 minutes to go, and it's still Celtic 0, Dundee United 0. And I went into this game with a lot of optimism, thinking that Celtic could peg back the lead at the top of the league to just 2 points, and any advantage that they had with Ross County doing them a favour by getting a draw off Rangers earlier today, that seems to have gone out of the window. But anyway, Celtic pushing forward again, and they break down the right-hand side, but the Dundee United defence seem to be dealing with everything that Celtic throw at them quite comfortably, to be fair. But they keep pushing. Let's just hope they can find a breakthrough. Celtic are on the attack again. Trying to find an opening. And it's gone out for a throw-in to Celtic on the left-hand side. And Celtic have the ball on the far-hand side of the left-hand side of the pitch. Working it inside, over to the right-hand side now. The wing on the right-hand side plays the ball in, but it's just a bit too high and out of the reach of the guy in the central striking area. And Dan said Barnet get battered everywhere they go. Barnet get battered everywhere they go. Yeah, they do, mate. Oh, well, at least you gave the stream a try. Yeah, it's working again now, though. And if you could bring one player into Arsenal, who would it be? It's a good question. For me, I think it would have to be a midfield player. And like a box-to-box midfield player, like a Bissouma or something like that. And the ball gets played forward up the Celtic. Right. Yes! Go! Get in there! Come on, you boys. Celtic have scored. It's Celtic 1, Dundee United 0. Come on, the boys. What drama. That is fantastic. I'm surprised you didn't hear me screaming up in Stockport, mate. Ball got played down the left-hand side. Ball got then whipped into the centre, and it was a fairly easy job for the guy who had acres of space inside the 6-yard box to bury that into the net. So Celtic 1, Dundee United 0. The goal was assisted by Jota, and it was a good goal as well. So it's scored by Abada, and the last minute of normal time. Jesus Christ, these football clubs of mine, they really want me to suffer, don't they? So it's Celtic 1, Dundee United 0, and I know the excitement. And in all the drama and excitement, a Dundee United player has been booked. And it's Celtic 1, Dundee United 0. It's Heart of Midlothian 2, Motherwell 0. Hibs 2, Livingston 3. And there's 5 added minutes to go. We've had 2.5 minutes of them. So another 2.5 minutes to go. And this pain will be over with. Let's just hope that the boys can hold on. Dundee United have got a free kick deep in their own half. They play the ball long, and it comes back to the Celtic goalkeeper, Joe Hart. He's bouncing the ball up and down in the Celtic penalty area, trying to waste a bit of time. He launches the ball up long. And the ball goes out for a throw-in. Dundee United throw deep in their own half, almost adjacent to their penalty area. The ball gets played long into the Celtic half. Jesus Christ. A really sloppy back pass there from the Celtic midfield player. Nearly put Celtic in trouble, but it gets dealt with by Joe Hart and the Celtic defence. And 1 minute left to play. And Dundee United on the edge of the Celtic half. pushing hard now, trying to get an equaliser in the dying seconds of this game. They push it out to the left. Push it out to the left. Push it back inside. The Tangerines pushing hard now. See, Celtic regain possession and looking to move forward. The ball gets knocked up the wing. It's 20 seconds to go. Celtic player drifts into the Dundee United penalty area, whips it across, and it goes out to the far side, to the far right-hand side for a Dundee United throw-in. And the regulation added time is up. Just waiting for the final whistle now. Dundee United throw the ball forward in one last desperate attempt to get an equaliser. And ball goes out of play and the game is over. Yes! Come on, the Celtic. Celtic win by 1-0. And Hearts have won by 2-0. Nice chatting with you, but I have to go now. Enjoy your day. You too, Dan. Thank you very much for joining me on the stream. Lovely to see you, my friend. I hope you enjoyed it. Another eventful day in the Warren Match Day Centre Live, as per usual. And it's still Hibernian 2, Livingston 3. Hibernian 2, Livingston 3, and it looks like the game has ended. Yeah, the game has ended. It's ended. Hibernian 2, Livingston 3. Hearts and the other games have ended. Celtic 1, Dundee United 0. Hearts 2, Motherwell 0. Hibernian 2, Livingston 3. So let's see what that means for the Scottish Premier League table. So as you can see, as it stands, Rangers are 2 points clear at the top with 56 points. Celtic, having played the same amount of games now, are 2 points behind on 54. Hearts are in third with 42 points. Motherwell are in fourth with 32. Hibs are in fifth with 30 points. And Aberdeen are in sixth with 28. And down the bottom, St Johnstone are bottom with 15 points. Dundee are second point bottom with 17. And Ross County are third bottom with 22. So a good day, really, for Ross County. They managed to pull a little bit away from the relegation zone, but really big, a massive victory for Celtic at the top of the table. Puts them in striking distance of their big city rivals, Rangers. If this continues, hopefully go into the game in the Old Firm match and really strike a major blow in the title race and climb above Rangers and sit top of the league table after that one. So, yeah. But let's have a look at the rest of the scores today up and down the country. So, in the Championship, it ended Barnsley 0, Bournemouth 1. Fulham 1, Blackpool 1. The game is still being played because of the incident in the crowd earlier today. There's 57 minutes gone there, but the rest of the games have all finished. But see what the scores were there. It finished Hull City 2, Swansea City 0, Luton Town 0, Blackburn Rovers 0, Middlesbrough 1, Coventry City 0. Hold on a sec, let me just put the scores up. Can I show the scores? Yeah, okay. So, Middlesbrough 1, Coventry City 0. Millwall 2, West Bromwich Albion 0. Preston North End 2, Bristol City 2. Queen's Park Rangers 4, Reading 0. And in the Africa Cup of Nations at half time, it's Gambia 0, Cameroon 0 in the quarter-final. In League One, it finished Accrington Stanley 2, Morecambe 2. AFC Wimbledon 1, Shrewsbury Town 1. Bolton Wanderers 6, Sunderland 0. Cheltenham Town 0, Wigan Athletic 0. Williams got sent off right at the end of the game there for a second bookable offence for Cheltenham. And Crewe Alexandra 0, Rotherham 2. That game is still going on. Robertson was sent off for Crewe Alexander in that game. And Smith and Richards own goal were the goals for Rotherham. And then it ended Doncaster Rovers 1, Plymouth Argyle 3. And it ended Fleetwood Town 1, Cambridge United 1, Gillingham 2, Oxford United 7. Oh, I love it. And Lincoln City 1, Burton Albion 2, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Ipswich Town 0, Wycombe Wanderers 0, Milton Keynes Dons 1. And in the Women's FA Cup, it ended Aston Villa Women 1, Chelsea Women 3, Nottingham Forest Ladies 0, Manchester City Women 8. And then in League 2, it ended Bradford City 1, Crawley Town 2, Bristol Rovers 1, Walsall 0. And Bristol Rovers had a player sent off in that game. Hall was sent off in the 38th minute for 2 bookable 2 yellow cards. And then Carlisle United 0, Sutton United 2, Colchester United 1, Swindon Town 1. And Swindon had 2 players sent off in that game. And Crawley have just gone 2-1 up at Bradford. And Exeter City 0, Hartlepool United 0. And Hartlepool had a player sent off in that game. Mansfield 2, Leyton Orient 0. Newport County 2, Barrow 1. Northampton Town 1, Salford City 0. And currently, it must have been a late kickoff, I guess this one, is Oldham Athletic 0, Rochdale 0. And then it ended Port Vale 1, Scunthorpe United 0. And Stevenage 3, Harrogate Town 0. And then Tranmere Rovers 0, Forest Green Rovers 4. And then finally, in the National League, it ended Barnet 0, Stockport County 5. So a great win there for Dan Evans's Stockport County. I'm sure he'd be absolutely delighted with that. So yeah, that's where we're going to end it, I think. So let's get rid of that. And I'm just going to... Yeah, I just want to remind you all that there is, for anyone who's not happy with the way that Mikel Arteta is managing Arsenal Football Club, there is a link in the description to this video to a petition that I have made to tell Arsenal Football Club that we're not happy with the proposal to give him a 2-year contract extension. So if you're not happy with him being offered a 2-year contract extension, feel free to click on the link and sign the petition. It is completely free of charge. So yeah, make sure that you do that and fight for the future of this football club, because at the end of the day, what we want is for the football club to succeed, and the needs of the football club are far more important than the career of one individual employee. Let's not forget that. Okay? So, and the end of the day, it's Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC. So, yeah. So, if you're not happy with Mikel Arteta being offered a 2-year contract extension, make sure that you click on the link in the description for the petition to let Arsenal know that we're not happy. Yeah, so I just want to now big up the Gooner Claude Trust. The Gooner Claude Trust was set up in memory of Claude, who was a regular on AFTV before he went off and set his own channel up called Claude and the Bansters. And he sadly died in the early part of last year, and the trust was set up in his memory, and it gives youngsters, specifically disadvantaged youngsters, the chance to attend a football match at the Emirates Stadium, an opportunity that otherwise they may not have. So please make sure you go and click on the link and check out the work they do, because they do excellent work for young people. So yeah, make sure that you do that. And then in addition to that, there is all these great other YouTube channels that I could advise you to go and check out. There's the Old Skool Gunner YouTube channel, which is the guy who presents that. He's been supporting Arsenal since 1992. He discusses all things Arsenal and brings you insightful Arsenal content. And then there's Arsenal Alex. He brings you all things Arsenal, including instant match reactions. An excellent channel, a really cool guy. He's very passionate about the Arsenal, massive Arsenal fan, and yeah, I really like him. I think he's a really, really good guy. And then there's Drawn by Dre. He brings you top quality Arsenal related content, including the highly rated and excellent possession based podcasts. And then there's the Aussie Gooner. What a guy this fella is, and what a channel he's got. He's superb. Honestly, the way he breaks things down, the way he presents the information on his channel is top quality. I love his videos and I love the way he presents it. And yeah, it's typical Aussie he says what he thinks, and he doesn't care who he upsets by the way he says it as well. Fantastic guy, really nice guy, really passionate about the Arsenal. So yeah, well worth a watch. And then last but not least, there's Diesel Arsenal, who has the fastest growing new channel on YouTube. Diesel was a former presenter on the Gould and the Bansters channel, where he had frequent heated discussions with his co-presenter Terry about all things to do with Arsenal. And as well as talking about Arsenal, he wants to present discussions and also have do videos on things like films, dating, mental health, amongst many other popular topics. So, yeah, go and check out all these channels, because if you do, I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Go and subscribe to them, put likes on the videos, share their content around, and let's help all these guys grow their channels, because they deserve it. All the links to all these channels are in the video description, along with the link for the Gooner Claw Trust and the petition to try and stop Arsenal from offering Mikel Arteta a 2-year contract extension. So, yeah, guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the show this afternoon. There was certainly a lot of drama, particularly at the end, with Celtic scoring in almost the last kick of the game to put themselves 2 points behind the current leaders at the top of the Scottish Premiership. So, yeah, great entertainment, great afternoon's entertainment. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. So thanks very much, everyone. Thanks to everyone who came into the live chat. Thanks to everyone who's going to be watching this on playback as well. I really, really do appreciate it. Please remember to stay safe and look after yourselves. Remember to keep talking and show some love and kindness around the world. And have a great rest of your day. And I'll look forward to seeing you all really, really soon. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care. Bye for now.